So I might not have the healthiest habit of just drinking, energy drinks or soft drinks. Um, but there is one thing that annoys me, and that is the fact that they're cold. Um, so let's make a sleeve for this. And the great thing about this is I'm just going to show you how I do it. And I'm also going to share the files so you can just download this and print it if you want to. But the strength in this one is the full tutorial in Onshape. And let's go. Whether you're a professional engineer, a hobbyist maker, or a student just getting started, having the right CAD software makes all the difference. What makes Onshape incredible is that it's entirely cloud-based, so it works on practically anything with a web browser, your laptop, tablet, phone, or a Chromebook. No heavy installations, no version control headaches, and sharing your designs with collaborators or clients is instant. When you sign up, you're automatically directed to the plan that fits your needs, whether you're working professionally, tinkering in your garage, or learning in the classroom. Stop letting your software hold you back. Onshape is the CAD system I use. Try Onshape Pro for free for up to 6 months at onshape.pro/CanRawCreations. Now, the first thing we're going to need is some measurements. I always start out my designs with measurements. That way I don't have to go back in time and change something. So, the first thing we're going to need is the width of a can. And then the second thing is the height from the bottom right here to this top edge right here. So I'm just going to measure that. And I'm going to measure that. And then write it down. So I have my trusty notebook. Write it down. So what I've done is I've gone to my local store and got all the ones that I could find in Norway. They might apply to most of Europe. I don't think they apply to the US because any imported cans that I can find have a different size. So these won't necessarily fit yours design, but the strength of how we're going to design this is that if you ever need this, if you need this size differently, then you can just go into your sketch, into your design, and change a couple of numbers, and you can get that from that. All right, so let's just dive straight into the measurements. No, that's not what we're doing. We're designing stuff. All right, let's design. All right, I have my measurements written down, so let's just use them as quickly as possible so that anytime we want to change those measurements, everything that we do since that point will reflect that. So on the right side of our screen, we're going to go into the variable table, and then I'm going to create 3 numbers. The first one being height, the second one being width, and the third one being thick. So that's short for thickness. All right, so the first number, the height on the little can that I have is 100 millimeters exactly. The width on this one is 56.8. Now those are exact measurements. So the thickness, that is the thickness of our little actual wall, so the main wall of this thing. And I've done a couple of these and I found that 1.6 to 1.8 millimeters is more than strong enough. So I'm just gonna set it to 1.8. Now I want to add one more number, and that is called tolerance. If I can type. So our tolerance number is how much space are we going to give our cylinder inside of this. So if you make this exactly the same size as this, it's going to be pretty difficult to get in. And just to simplify everything, I'm just going to use one simple number everywhere, and we're going to get a perfect result. So for me, that's 0.5. Which means I can use that as my tolerance, and if I found that any of my design needs more or less tolerance, I can just go in, change that number, and everything will be fixed. All right, so now we have our little list of measurements here. Let's just make them easier to see on this right side, and then let's jump straight on into our first and only sketch. So our first thing is to apply these variables. So I'm going to make a vertical line, and then I'm going to type, oops, And then I'm going to type in, let's see, this will be the height. Now Onshape will automatically see that you've already have one that's called height. So as soon as you start typing, it'll use it. Now the second one is another construction line. And this one we will call width. Now, here's the first thing we got to look out for. The width is the total width of the cylinder. However, we're only drawing half of it. So what we want to do is we want to divide this to 2. So what we're going to do is I'm going to set a width and then divide it by 2. And then I'm going to do a plus tolerance. Now what that's going to do is it's going to take our original width measurement divided by 2 and then add our tolerance number after that. Let's just start designing the actual profile that we want to revolve. So I'm going to go up, in, up, out, and I'm going to make sure that I make sure that those are connected. I'm going to make sure that I'm connected to the top so that our top measurement will be correct. And then I'm just going to go back down and do the exact same thing. So connect those, connect those, connect those, and then finally connect that. Now I want to add a bottom to this, but I don't want to fully enclose it. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we have a hole on the bottom so that there is no suction preventing you from getting a can in or out. So let's start just adding some measurement. I want these little chamfers here to be 45. Now I can always go back and add these later on instead of you doing them now, but I just prefer how this works out in the end. I want this top part here to be 10 millimeters. And then I want this bottom part here to also be 10 millimeters. Now I can change that by doing that. And you can see that this one and this one, I want those to be vertical with each other. And let's make sure that we have a nice bottom here. I'm going to set that to 3, nice and strong. And I want this hole here to be about 40 millimeters in total. So that's, because this is half of it, it's 20. I'm going to set this measurement here. That is our thickness that we entered earlier. And then this one is working. So let's make sure we have a nice little top and bottom. Everything is now white or black if you were in a white mode, not blue, which means everything is constrained. So that's it for our sketch. We can close that. Next, we're going to select the revolve tool, select our profile here, and then make sure we select revolve axes, revolve, and that is it. We are done. Now, these are simple and they work, but they're a little bit boring, right? So let's put some extra flair on it by using the wrap tool and put some text. Now you can do this in a slicer as well. There's no harming doing it in slicer. There's actually a lot of cool tools to use in the slicer. The only reason for me to do this is show you how to do a wrap. So the first thing we're going to do is make a sketch that has the text on it. Now I have a little bit of OCD, so I like things to be symmetrical however possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a plane offset from this center plane by 100 millimeters. There we go. So we have plane 1, it's in front of our cylinder. Next we're going to make a sketch on this plane 1, and I'm going to do Shift P. That just removes everything that I don't want to see. And let's do a project. I'm just going to project the whole side of this, and I'm going to make sure that I do that with the construction line tool on. And then I'm going to project those 2 lines. So now we have sort of a template for where we can put our text. Now the good thing about the wrap thing is that we don't have to put it on just what we see. We can make sure that it goes all the way around our design. So I'm just going to make it really simple. I'm going to make a text box right here, and I'm just going to write subscribe, because, well, you should if you want to. I'm not forcing you, I'm just reminding you. Now we have our text here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that it's off center. This just makes this a little bit easier. I'll make a line from the center of the text to the midpoint of that top, and then I'm going to do the same down here. Now I have these two lines. I'm going to select them, make them equal, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them again and then make them vertical. Now this will lock my design to always be in the center. So if I scale my design up or down, it'll always be in the center. Now, if you want yours to be up high or down low, just don't make them equal and enter any measurements, and you should fix that. Next, I'm going to make sure that this is round. So I'm going to do 150. That seems like a good number in my head, so why not? And that is all we need to do for sketches. Next is the wrap. So if we go up to the transform tool and we select that little arrow and hit wrap, now it's going to ask us for a tool, and we want to make sure that we're on solid for this. And I'm going to select my tool as my sketch 2. Then the target will be our cylinder here. Now that will just instantly add our text. And what I'm going to do is, for this, I'm just going to make it remove so it'll go in. It just looks better, it's cleaner, it's easier to hold, but not as much. So 0.8, because remember, we have a wall thickness of 1.8. We want to retain a little bit on the back side to make the print look smoother. And there we go. We have our finished cozy thing majig ready to print. And so I'm going to print this off. I'm going to make it a little bit pretty by adding some chamfers and some fillet, but that's up to you. That's fully dependent on your taste. And so, yeah, let's have a look at the finished results. And there we have it, our finished subscribe little koozie. I can put my drinks in it. Perfect every time. Now, as I said early in the video, if you want to just grab this from Onshape and export it into your own, do that by all means. And if you want to make your own, I just gave you pretty much all you need to do that. Yeah, have fun. Add handles, add your logos, add text. This is a great little gift for someone if you want to give them something. If someone has their favorite beverage, maybe put the logo for the beverage on there. That is a great use of a slicer's SVG function. So yeah, you might want to try that out. And I'm sorry this video wasn't that good. I've been sick for about 3 weeks. I'm really, really sorry. I will be better, and I will make another video soon. So I guess I'll see you in the next one, and I'm sorry.